Are fans just being a little bit too critical towards Attack on Titan? Yo, what's good, support the views? And with the year 2022 coming to an end, initially I wanted to talk about 2022 and the high points of Attack on Titan, but with the 1 year anniversary of the main trailer for the final season part 2, and with some fans still being a little bit salty that we got this pre-animated trailer for the final season part 1, I wanted to talk about what I like to call the Dark Age of Attack on Titan, the year of 2021. I feel like Attack on Titan has always had moments in the previous years where the fans have been quite quote-unquote passionate when it comes to their spicy takes on Attack on Titan, whether they dislike Eren's character in the first 3 seasons, the horrible use of the Clash of Titans CGI, or the fact that we had to wait 4 years just to get 12 episodes in a season. Fans have never truly been happy with Attack on Titan, but I don't think I can ever recall a year as toxic, as divisive, as polarizing as the year of 2021. So what happened in that year to divide the fandom? And are the fans' negative opinions towards Attack on Titan justified or not? In episode 5, Declaration of War, the fans were pretty damn critical towards the choice of OST. Fans were pretty critical even towards the director of the episode. At the time, the director had to lock their Twitter to private and made a statement saying, "This is a private account for one anime staff. Please stop all the replies and retweets, both negative and positive. I don't want to bother the company or the original author. Just hope this situation calms down." The OST the fans wanted was the OST playing when Bertel and Reiner revealed their true identities. Personally, I like the current OST they used in the current episode. With that UC Big Girl song, it's kind of foreshadowing that things are not gonna go well for the certain characters in that episode. But with this OST, it kind of comes out of nowhere and it surprises you. Unfortunately, this was not the end for the controversy surrounding Attack on Titan, as the very next episode, the Warhammer Titan, Eren and the Warhammer Titan go face to face with all of Eren's buddies coming to back him up. And oh boy, this episode pretty much split the fandom. The left defending MAPPA and the right pretty much hating it. The fact that Eren and the Warhammer Titan designs were CGI, their complaints towards the absolutely dark atmosphere of the episode, it was just way too dark to look at. The janky CGI of some of the scouts zipping and flying around, the off-model character designs of Flock Foster and Mikasa Ackerman. It was a pretty miserable time as an AOT fan. I remember the controversy being so bad that one of the staff members had to make a statement saying that we're free to have an opinion about the show, but harassing and bullying the people who made the show online is just unacceptable. And I agree with that statement. I agree with the fact that the fans can dislike whatever they dislike. And to be honest with you, I kind of understand where some of them were coming from at the time. The trailer that came out in summer 2020 showed the Titans looking a certain way, and the final product in the anime in 2021 didn't meet up to the trailer standards, so people felt that the trailer was false advertisement. Another toxic moment by the fans was during a time when Gabby killed Sasha, and the VA of Gabby got a lot of death threats thrown at her. Yeah, the fans who did this were not fans and just haters, to be honest with you, because this is just kind of messed up and unacceptable. Imagine hating a voice actor for doing their job to say the lines that a writer wrote for them to say. It's kind of messed up, dude. And also the fact that MAPPA didn't use the trailer scene of Eren putting on his jacket and reanimated it, making his back look a lot more crooked, really turned some of the fans off on MAPPA's version of Attack on Titan. I feel like both scenes are pretty good. The anime version is more realistic in the fact that Eren would bend his back over to get his jacket over him. The trailer was a little bit too stylish. And those were all the major controversies of Attack on Titan during 2021 in terms of the anime. Of course, in 2020 we had the episode 2 rotoscope scene that really irritated people. It's ironic that the fans hated that scene because of the fluid animation, yet they criticized the Warhammer Titan episode for the stiff animation. You just can't please people, can you? But of course, with the end of part 1, we still had the final few chapters to look forward to for the manga fans, and yeah, what could go wrong? All around me are familiar faces. Yeah, the ending really did trigger a lot of people. And in case any of you guys who are watching our anime onlys, I'll keep it spoiler free. The general reason why people hated the ending or disliked it a lot was due to the fact that it was rushed. Certain characters behaved completely differently to how they were established in previous chapters, and the fact that we got a second ending that a lot of fans did not agree with. I feel like the ending hate was a little bit overblown, and people did overreact because I feel like people had a certain expectation of what they thought the show was leaning towards, yet it ended up being something completely different, which was actually foreshadowed in previous seasons. The only major issue I had with the ending was the fact that in chapter 138 there were certain characters who supposedly died, and then in chapter 139, the final chapter, they were brought back to life, quote unquote. I did feel like it ruined the whole emotional moment of chapter 138, but it didn't make me despise the ending nevertheless. It just wasn't a nice time to be an AOT fan at this time. People were making fun of MAPPA, making fun of Isayama, and then the Blu-rays came out and people were not happy with the little changes they made. So yeah, 2021 was a pretty dark year for AOT. Even though we had the trailer towards the end of the year and it did hype people up for part 2, people were still feeling kind of bummed out that MAPPA didn't deliver greatness after Final Season Part 1 and Isayama didn't deliver greatness for the ending. But is it okay for people to criticize these aspects of Attack on Titan? Well, yes. People are free to say whatever they want about the series. I believe constructive criticism is necessary, but downright hate and abuse and bullying online is just unacceptable, and I feel like these days the lines between what is constructive criticism and online harassment are starting to slowly merge together, and sometimes you just can't quite tell these days if someone is being critical or being a downright bully online when it comes to anime criticism. I feel like a lot of this polarizing hot takes on Attack on Titan's anime produced by MAPPA has definitely stemmed from the fact that the change in studio from WIT to MAPPA really divided the fans. Seasons 1 to 3 by WIT had a very consistent art style throughout, with the majority of the plot being set in the same time period, but when you transition to Season 4, not only do you get a 4-year time skip and new characters introduced, but a completely new art style, new directors and animators working on it. It must have been a little bit of a shock and a bit of whiplash for some of these anime onlys and manga fans to see this. I just feel like some people don't like change in general, to be honest with you. They like things the way it's always meant to be, or if things need to change, it will change at a slow yet steady progress. I guess that's why things like the animation style and the ending did trigger people, because it just sort of came out of the blue and it was something that they had to get used to when they didn't want to get used to it. But fortunately, this is just a vocal minority, and the majority of the fan base have shown their love and support of the ending and of MAPPA's animation. And it only gets better from here, as 2022 is the shining renaissance of Attack on Titan, brought Attack on Titan back to life, but we'll talk about that in another video. But tell me in the comments down below what you guys thought of this video. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you agree with some of the criticism, harassment that were made towards MAPPA and the ending of Attack on Titan, or not? Tell me. Like for more Attack on Titan reactions, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings and more. Board to the view, signing out.